Hey everybody, we're back in the kitchen and today we are going to make a celebratory dessert. I know, right? I never do desserts. I'm not a baker. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'm more of a savory cook, but this is something we serve at our restaurant. People love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite. I'm not a big sweets eater, but this I can eat all day long. It's almond butter brownies. They are gooey and chocolatey and divine and ridiculously simple. So we're kind of in a different location in the kitchen because I'm over here by my mixer. Y'all won't believe how easy this is. So, and the reason we're celebrating, so today is May 1st, 2024, and we have been working for about 18 months or so on a raw milk bill, and it's in our legislature right now. It passed the House of Representative Ag Committee 100%. All yays, no nays. Today it passed the House of Representatives. 94 yays, 0 nays. That is huge. That is huge. We're one of the few states in the country that don't allow raw milk. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But it is what it is. So this bill is huge. It's a huge thing to me. Anyway, I'm super stinking excited. So we're going to celebrate tonight with almond butter brownies and some raw milk. So anywho, let's jump into this. Again, super, super simple. So you need a cup of almond butter. I already measured it out because it's kind of gooky and doing all that and wasting y'all's time on the video watching me scrape it out of a jar is kind of dumb. But here's something I want to show y'all. You know how I am about expiration dates. Lord, don't pay attention to those stupid dates on the products. Use your nose, use your taste buds, use your common sense. So this almond butter that I have, it's an organic almond butter. I just emptied the jar. You can see this date, best by October 21st of 2023. I think you can probably see that. Really? This is May 1st of 2024. So we're talking 2, 4, 6+ months that they say this is not good. It's fine. I've tasted it. It's fine. I'm pretty persnickety about rancid nuts and seeds and oils and that kind of thing because you can really tell when a seed or a nut, because they have so much oil in them, when they go rancid, they get old, they have a really funky taste. So I'm super sensitive to that. There's not a dadgum thing wrong with this. So anyway, that's my little free infomercial for the day. Don't pay attention to the dates. Use your schnoz, use your taste buds. And if it tastes good, rock on. So, okay. So the first thing you want to do, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I kind of jumped ahead because I'm so excited about the raw milk. Then you can do this 2 ways. You can make this egg-free if you have people that you're serving or someone in your family has an issue with eggs. My only issue with his eggs is I can't seem to eat enough of them. But anyway, it's a whole nother story. And that's how I do it at the restaurant. I try to do all my desserts. They're all dairy and gluten-free, but I try to do them egg-free as well for people that have food allergies. So if you're going egg-free, you're going to use 1 tablespoon of flaxseed to 1/4 cup of water. And that makes what's called a flax egg. So it's a congealed, it just helps the dish, whatever you're making, set up. So the same way a regular egg will do. I'm using a regular egg. So at this point, and I'll make sure this is real clear in the instructions. If you're using a flax egg, you want to mix it up, but you don't want to let it gel. Because if you mix the water and the flax and let it sit, it congeals. I mean, it is thick and jelly-like, kind of snotty, like the inside of an egg, like the white of an egg. So it's very similar to that in texture. You don't want to let it get to that point in making these. So typically what I'll do is do all my ingredients, short of the chocolate chips, we'll talk about that in a minute, mix up, then add the water that goes in the flax egg. So I think I've probably been really super confusing with that. But I'll talk through it as we go through the ingredients so I don't confuse y'all anymore. So I'm going to flip the camera down, and I know I look like Hagatha. I just got home from the restaurant a few minutes ago. We had a crazy busy day. I got to get outside, help my husband with a big, huge burn pile. We're burning some old evil honey locust trees that we cut down. Those things are horrid. They got spikes that long. Then I got to get in the brooder and clean out the brooder because I got some baby chicks in there and I just took out some big meat birds and it's just a mess. Got to get that cleaned up. I got more meat birds coming in next week, so I got a lot to do. I got to do my menu for the restaurant. And there was something else. So I got to do all this before I go to bed tonight. Anyway, let me flip this down and we'll get into it. Okay, so here's my cup of almond butter. I hope I haven't been saying almond meal all this time. Anyway, almond butter, 1 cup. Now, if you're doing it egg-free, at this point you would add 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, golden flaxseed. I'm not doing it egg-free, so I've got one of my girls' beautiful little eggs. So I'm going to throw 1 egg in there. Okay, so that's easy. Now, half a teaspoon. Oh, of course, I have a 1/4 teaspoon and a teaspoon pulled. What a goober. All right, half a teaspoon of sea salt. So I'll just do 2/4. And then we've got half a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. And then you're going to do a half a cup of coconut sugar. Where did I put my measurement? Oh, I've got my chocolate chips in it. Dang, hang on. Okay, so there's a 1/4. Now, you could use raw cane sugar if you didn't have coconut sugar. I love the flavor the coconut sugar adds. It's kind of a little bit of a caramel type flavor, but you could use regular sugar. It'll just be a lot sweeter because coconut sugar isn't as sweet as cane sugar. Okay, then we need a half a teaspoon of, as I pour it everywhere, of vanilla extract. My homemade vanilla extract. You ought to try it sometime. Super, super easy. See my little vanilla bean floating in there? Can you see that? But anyway, that's a whole separate conversation. So we're going to put those things together. I mean, y'all, could it get any easier? Not hardly. We're not done, but it's super simple. And you can actually, and I may just do it this time this way. I've got it in my mixer bowl, but you can mix it by hand. It doesn't have to go in the mixer. I have my big red KitchenAid over here. But I think I'm just going to do it this way. So we're just going to mix this up real good. Make sure all your ingredients are, dang, it smells good already. These things are divine, y'all, I'm telling you. We sell them by the truckload at our restaurant, and if I run out, which occasionally happens because we just get super busy, then I have some really cranky people. All right. There we go. So now, if you were using a flax egg, at this point, I'd add my water, mix it up, because again, you don't want that flax to congeal until you're ready to put it in the oven. But since I used a regular egg, from this point, we add a half cup of chocolate chips. Now, I'm being a little extra because I had some extra. I had some organic Whole Foods brand. I hate Whole Foods. But anyway, I've had these for a while. White chocolate chips and then some semi-sweet chocolate chips. So I just used a little bit of both because I wanted to finish off that packet of white ones and then just topped it off with the chocolate chips. You know, a little different, but whatever. You can use whatever kind of chocolate chunks, chocolate chips. It'd be really good with peanut butter chips if you could find some clean ones, not those nasty ones they sell in the grocery store because those things are disgusting. Okay, so you get that all mixed up. Then at the restaurant, because of the way I serve them, move my mixer, I do an 8x8 pan. I put parchment paper in it because I just want to make sure it lifts out perfectly and I can get it cut and all that to get it in the bags to get it in the cooler. Since I'm at home and we may just get a fork and dive into the pan, doing it a tiny bit different. I just have one of my little Pyrex dishes and I've got it sprayed instead of doing the parchment paper. And then we're just going to dump our batter in there in a big blob. Now, when you do it as an 8x8, they're thinner. I mean, they're probably maybe 3/4 of an inch thick. So you'll get squares about that big. I mean, they're plenty. It's absolutely plenty for, a little snack. But since I'm at home and can do whatever I want here, I don't have to worry about doing it exactly like I do it at the restaurant. I just decided to use a different pan just because I felt like it. Okay, so now we're going to mash this all down. You can also, and normally I would, but I hadn't washed my hands since getting into all this. You could just wet your hand a little and just pat this down super fast. But you're just going to mash it down in the pan. And again, if you're doing it in an 8x8 and you're using the parchment paper, same process, no different. And then we're going to pop it in the oven. A lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot of times, typically, because I'm doing it with the mixer, and I'm using all chocolate chips, the batter will turn dark brown. But since I'm using the white chocolate chips and I just mixed it by hand, it's staying more the almond butter color. So from here, I'm going to pop this in the oven, and I'm going to say 10 to 15 minutes, and it really depends on your oven. You don't want to overcook it. I mean, I have a raw egg in here, but I'm not afraid to eat a raw egg. But anyway, some people are. If you do a flax egg, there's nothing in this that you can't eat just raw. So, I mean, you can eat this just like get you a big old spoon and get after it. You could roll it into little balls, stick it in the refrigerator. That'd be really good. But anyway, I'm definitely going to bake mine into brownies. So if you let it go too long, they'll get hard. They'll have a good flavor, but they'll get hard. What I've done with that before is I actually have some now that I'm going to be using on our vacation for our whole family. They got a little overcooked, so I'm going to crumble them up. We're going to have a banana split night and have all the toppings for banana splits, and people can use crumbled up almond butter brownie on their banana split or their sundae or whatever they want to call it. How fun does that sound? Sounds like about 10 pounds to me. But anyway, so you want to be really careful. So I'm going to say 10 to 15, depending on your oven. So I would err, unless you know exactly how your oven cooks and temperature-wise, I would err on the side of real caution. Cut it at 10 and check it. You just want to make sure it's kind of, the edges may be a little, not crispy, but a little towards crispy, and the middle is going to be more cooked. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it because it's not gooey, as you can see. I mean, it's pretty set up. It's almond butter. It's going to set up. But dang, it's good. So I'm going to stop, pop this in the oven. My oven, it goes about 11, 12 minutes, and that seems to be good. If your oven's a little more high powered, my temperature gauge is a little off, then again, I'd cut it at 9 or 10, check it. You can always go a little longer, but you can't undo what you've cooked. So, but you can always salvage them with a bowl of ice cream too. So I'm going to stop, get this in the oven. I'll come back when it's done, and y'all are going to love this. It's so simple, and it's so yummy. So I'll be back. Okay, here we go, out of the oven. Yeah, I had to cut a little sample piece. It was quite tasty. So in my oven, it took 11 minutes, and it's so good. Now here, I'll show you. This is what the ones look like from the restaurant. The chocolate melted, it's kind of stuck to the package, but they look like that. And the darker color, I'm chalking up to two things, because that's what they always look like. The white chocolate chips didn't let it turn brown like it normally does, because there's a few chocolate chips in there, but they're mostly white chocolate. And then also not running it through the mixer, doing it by hand. When you put it in the mixer, it tends to break the chocolate chips down more, and you get more of a darker color. But it does not affect the taste, and it is yummy. It's still a little warm. So there you go, folks. Almond butter brownies. Turn this around. Boom. Give them a shot. Your family will love you for it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you here on the next video.